Thank you very much for having me and giving me an opportunity to share my thoughts on this subject. To answer to your question, yes, from yesterday onwards, as per the Tamil Nadu government directive, we have started 50% of our production facilities. So both our units are now working to the level of 50%. And gradually, probably after May 18th, we are waiting for further announcements from the government. So as and when we have it, we will scale up our production facilities accordingly. So as of now, yes, we have started. In LRT, obviously, there is a problem from the demand side as well as from the supply side. But in LRT, since we are a global player, we operate in around 40 countries, and due to which our impact has been much lesser than the other competitors or other companies. Most of the companies where we were exporting were working, even in this last 40 days or so. So from the demand side, our impact was lesser as far as the export markets were concerned, mainly with respect to China, with respect to Indonesia, with respect to Vietnam. These countries did not have a very stringent lockdown like we had in India. So because of which all the spinning mills were working in these countries. And in China, as we all know, from March beginning, the impact was much lesser and the industry bounced back from March. So because of which the spinning mills also were working. So our sales in March was in fact good, and in April also it was much better than we anticipated as far as the Chinese market is concerned. Similarly with Vietnam and as far as Indonesia is concerned. So our globalization and our since we were in various markets, it helped us a lot. And from the supply side also, we were not impacted to that extent because we had huge stocks at LRT, and all our stock points in these countries also had sufficient stocks, which we started building up from January end onwards itself, because we predicted that situations may go little bit awry in the months to come. So because of which we were much well prepared, probably than most of the other peers, due to which we managed both the supply side and the demand side in quite a better manner. Having said this, obviously India contributes almost to 45% of our market, and that was closed almost no operations the last 40 days, 45 days, as we know. So due to which obviously we are impacted, no doubt about that. But the impact has been lesser due to the reasons I mentioned before. So going forward, I think probably once all the spinning mills in India have started operating in the last week or so, and in Tamil Nadu from yesterday onwards, slowly they are starting to operate. And we only fear that obviously there is no demand side issues for them to supply the yarn, so which we need to wait and see how the things are going to pan out. So probably it was a blessing in disguise also for the spinning mills to close down in India as such. Even if they had not closed down, or if the government had given them permission to operate, probably due to the demand side, many of them would have probably reduced their capacities or closed down, and it would have been a bigger catastrophic impact than it is today. So today at least we know what is the situation and they can adapt themselves towards that. So as far as LRT is concerned, to answer to your question in specific, we were definitely impacted, no doubt, but the impact has been much lesser than others because of the global presence we had, and the other global markets were operating. Yeah, very good question. In fact, when the lockdown happened, one of the main things we did was giving training to our internal customer service team itself, so that they could interact with the customers more effectively over other forms of communication. And we also had planned a lot of seminars with various mills as well. So this was done through WebEx conferences like this. So this was already done, and now all our customer service engineers are extremely busy with helping the customers in the startup process. Okay. During startup, obviously, people had a lot of issues with respect to a lot of end breakages, not able to get to the maximum productivity, And these sort of issues were there. So a lot of guidance are being given by our team from Voltas as well as from LRT in supporting them to get back to normalcy at the fastest possible time. So all our team has been extremely busy the last 2-3 days, and the last 45 days. Obviously, a lot of effort has gone from our team in educating the customer what to do during the maintenance, during the lockdown period, how to manage the situation, and as well as after when you start, what are the things to be kept in mind so that you can come back to normal very quickly. Apart from that, a lot of training courses are also being conducted by our team to many of the customers. So as with respect to spinning as well as also with respect to the value added services. Like for example, for Lakshmi Kaipo, we had conducted some training programs to some of the customers. So explaining them and training them on various effects, what are possible in this. And I mean, a lot of work has happened. And even our internal customers, like all our agents, like Voltas team, we had a lot of webinars with them, also training them on the service part, training them on the how to use the product to the maximum capacity, so, and on the sales front also. So this has helped us a lot in this period as such. Yeah, probably most of the mills can look at the product mix what they are in. So the product mix probably needs to change, and they cannot be very stringent in saying that this is what I will produce. Pre-COVID, I was doing that same thing. I will continue post-COVID will not work. So some of the emerging things which are coming up is with respect to antimicrobial fabrics on the fabric side, as well as from the yarn stage itself it's happening. So probably for all the bed sheets, towels, even for jeans. So everybody is able to today provide products at the same cost of the earlier products, but with these properties, antimicrobial properties. So whatever you are doing, they need to engage and see how they are going to bring in this sort of a change in terms of the product mix. So probably they might be doing counts which are finer counts or medium counts, but today demand may be on the coarser side because of your masks and things like that. So we find many of the mills actually have shifted. Like the big groups, one of the big groups I know have shifted to 20s count, which they never done before. And because that is the demand today which is happening. And they have various finishes of the yarns also available. So, so they have adapted themselves, and all the mills need to adapt themselves in this particular situation. So one is on the product mix, definitely. And then in this context also to add a lot of value-added products. So in case they don't have products like injection yarn or slub yarn or core yarn, probably you need to have you need to have many products in your basket, so that whichever is able to move at the at any junction, we need to supply to the market. So that is also important. So value addition is very, very important. And if you are in the commodity market, we need to move up, like I said, for antimicrobial or for value added yarns or whichever product which the market is today wanting. And obviously, there are some segments in the apparel side where the demand is going to be, the demand degrowth is going to be much lesser than the other segments. So probably if you're going to focus in those segments, it will help. Like for example, if you are there in say baby wear products, obviously there the degrowth is going to be much lesser, because obviously you are going to have pregnancy and you are going to need those products. So you definitely will have some issues. I mean growth. I mean not a growth, but at least the degrowth will be much lesser in those segments. And obviously in some segments like which are going to the hospitals industry or and things of that sort. So for example, all the segment which are related hospitality industry is gone. So if you are normally producing the normal bed sheets or towels or things like that, demand is going to be very, very less. If you're able to give something with so-called what I told you, hygiene, antimicrobial properties, it's going to increase in a very, very big manner. So that is going to be a big trend, what is going to happen. So that is something which many people are doing. And obviously the cost savings, all the mills have to look at major cost savings. So that is one area which many mills are looking at also on energy savings, and in terms of having a product mix which will help them also. So cost savings is another component which will definitely help them also. So in terms of marketing also, many mills may be today focusing on certain markets, so they need to expand that. So that is very, very important for them to expand their market and then try to position their products accordingly in different markets. So whatever you have been doing pre-COVID, you need to change completely in the post-COVID situation, so that you have a wider mix of products and you are able to adapt and change quickly. And then your even the modernization part also, although it will be a major problem as far as the finances are concerned, if possible, you need to have a modernization plan for the next 3 years, 4 years. Otherwise, very quickly you will go out of business because your costs are going to be high, and your production costs, if you are not reducing through modernization, it's going to be very difficult to survive. Because overall, in my opinion, the apparel industry, what they are predicting is around 35% lesser consumption this year compared to 2019-20, and that is going to percolate all the way down to dyeing, finishing, processing, and knitting, weaving, spinning, raw material. So probably we may take another 3 months to see that sort of a decline. But obviously it is coming. We need to be aware of that and accordingly change our strategies and do it. Probably one silver lining is US market may bounce back quicker than what we anticipate because of the US elections also coming up by end of this year, and because of which the US government is going to put in a lot of money in the hands of the people. So more than $3 trillion already have been pumped into the economy. So further money will be put into the economy, and obviously there will be some sort of buying consumption will increase from probably this month, next month. So that is going to help definitely for most of the spinning mills as such. So if they take care of these points, and basically it's a mental mindset which the customers, spinning mills have to change. And they need to say that we need to be very different from what we were in the pre-COVID levels. So once the mindset changes, everything can be done after that. So without that, nothing happens as such. Otherwise, they will say we don't have money, we will not do that. Some sort of a risk taking needs to be taken today. And then to enter, because any new segment you are entering, some sort of investment may be required, some organization may be required. So that needs to be put up, and you need to be in a positive frame of mind for that to make it happen. So whoever does it and whoever is a first mover advantage who is doing that will definitely come up blazing. So we know many spinning mills have given a lot of these overalls, masks, so many other products, and to the global market also in this last 30 days or so. So there is a huge market for that, and it will continue also. But if you are late coming into the market, obviously it will be difficult for spinning mills to penetrate this particular market as well. So you need to see a lot of new opportunities have arisen, especially from the microbacterial side, which they can take use of. In fact, in this connection, we have been working in the last couple of years in a big way, because this cost reduction is not new only due to COVID. Even before that, industry was reeling under pricing pressures, and everybody was looking at it to some extent, and now probably it will increase as well. So from LRT side, we had, in fact, we are very lucky to have launched a product known as Express Plus, which is around a year back, and the response for that has been very, very good. We had a very good pull factor from this particular product. The main advantage of this product, which the customers have given us a lot of feedback, is the spindle speeds they're able to increase with this Express Plus. So their productivity has increased significantly because of increase in spindle speeds, and secondly, because of low breakage rates as well. So these two have really helped spinning mills to increase the productivity part of it. And normally in any spinning mill, the breakage levels will increase with the life of the travelers. So, but with Express Plus, many of them told us that the increase of the breakage rate is much, much lesser. So the overall breakage rate is also lesser, than the increase is also much, much lesser. So due to which the productivity has increased by minimum of 10% for the spinning mills only because of wind travelers. So this product has really helped us to do that. So it is not only the life of the product. Yes, obviously the life of the product is much higher than our existing products. It is, many people have told us double the life, or sometimes even 2.5 times things of that sort. But even if they have a frequent count changes also, during that period, they were able to get a higher productivity. So that was a very fascinating thing, which customer taught us, in fact, the last 1 year. So this one product, which we hope that which will definitely reduce the overall cost of traveler consumption for the spinning mills. So then, in a short period of less than a year now since we launched this product, we have our percentage of sales in this Express Plus is significant. So although we have all the other finishes for us, starting from Sapphire, Sapphire Plus, High Tech, Ruby, Maxima Travelers, in different segments of the market, we feel that this Express Plus will give us a real edge over our competitors in the days to come, and our customers are also realizing this fact in reducing the overall cost of production. So this is as far as the product specific is concerned, and obviously as far as the other application tools are concerned, we have this quick fix for insertion of travelers, which can reduce the cost of the labor in a very big manner. So if mills are adapting to use this quick fix tool for inserting the travelers instead of putting it by hand, which today 99% of spinning mills in India are doing that. So you can definitely reduce the cost of travelers. Significant savings are there in terms of the wastage of travelers, and also in the breakage of travelers also. Because this tool, normally what happens in a spinning mill, normally it's around 20% of travelers are wasted, just because the workers put them on the floor, or they don't return the excess travelers and things of that sort. And normally when you put the traveler, people don't put it in a proper manner also, because they may twist more, pull more. So because of which the breakage rate may go up. This is very evident in case of finer counts. So this also is there. And the workers are continuously changing. So once a new worker comes, he may have difficulty in putting in the right way. That is also there. So this is a tool which probably will increase in the future as well. And we are also in the process of coming up with the new tools in the next few months, which is in our R&D phase, which will help in further going for even finer travelers where you can put. We can even put on a spindle monitoring system and things of that sort. So that product is on the annual, and it's in the final stages of our R&D, which is going to come up very shortly. So we are going to put that also in the market. Then we have a lot of tools for cleaning, which we have brought out, battery operated tools, which is definitely helping in reducing the breakage as well. So that is also a thing which we have brought out in the market as well. So these are something, and apart from that, we have a lot of new profiles and new cross sections we have brought out in the last 1 year, which will also help the customers to increase their productivity and the quality of yarn as well. So from the product side, we have a huge basket of products which we have launched in the last 1 year, which will help them. $1 million question, anybody's guess. Every day is putting up new challenges, and we need to see it on a day-on-day basis. But personally, in my opinion, I feel that probably if we get back to 80% of the pre-COVID levels in the short term, it will be a great thing. I don't expect it to go to 100% of pre-COVID levels anytime in the short term or medium term. When I say short term or medium term, it is probably 2 years' time. So up to 2 years' time, probably how fast we get to that 80% level. So that is going to be a challenge. So probably, in my opinion, as it looks today. So because every day is changing rapidly. So as it looks today, probably it may take another 4 to 5 months for the spinning industry to go back to probably 80% of pre-COVID levels. So after that, probably it will slightly improve after that. But I think if we are able to do that and sustain that 80% of pre-COVID levels for 1 year, 2 years, that itself is going to be a major challenge, because you're going to see a lot of ups and downs during the period also. So you're going to find a lot of closures of mills. You're going to find a lot of utilization drops. So it's not going to be a very smooth ride, even once everything starts. So we all have to pray that the big markets like EU, US, Japan picks up much faster, which probably we have to see how it pans out. And textile being a thing which will bounce back much slower than the other sectors. So probably the consumption in that is going to be a little weak, at least for next 1 to 2 years time. So probably we need to wait and see, and we need to be more pragmatic in the marketing side to see how to push the product with very pragmatic marketing strategies to push it. So probably all the big groups will be planning to do this part of it. So I think it's a very challenging situation today. So no real answers for this, but another 4 to 5 months, I think we should go back to at least 80% of the levels what we were in pre-COVID levels. Thank you very much for having me, and let's all hope that we recover much faster than what we are hoping for. And please stay safe. And today, that's more important. And hope everything is will get back to normal at the fastest time. Thank you very much for having me.
Guaranteed performance, 50 million spindles, exceeding expectations of 5,500 customers across 40 countries and growing. LRT, the undisputed global leader in ring travelers for over 4 decades, understanding demands, delivering value. In this fast-changing world of textiles, spinning requirements keep changing, and you need a partner to keep you ahead on all counts. Welcome to LRT. Since 1974, LRT has been working relentlessly in identifying the future needs of customers. Over the years, LRT products offer increased life and better yarn properties. Our product range include all types of steel ring travelers. We also offer specialized products for compact yarn, slub yarn, core yarn for coarse counts and superfine counts as well. Our strong R&D and an unwavering commitment to quality results in products that keep pace with the growth of the industry. Our products serve a variety of customer needs, provide enhanced productivity, increased traveler life, thereby reduced manpower and downtime. Quicker deliveries result in lower inventories for you. Several export awards stand testimony to our ever-growing and demanding market presence. Customer Connect is an integral part of LRT. Newsletters, online and offline information sharing, technical seminars, and participation in major textile exhibitions worldwide help us engage with customers. Partner with LRT to spin profits. LRT, understanding demands, delivering value.